So there was this really crazy event that happened in 1986 with a cargo plane. Now you might be asking, what does a cargo plane have to do with aliens? Well, let me tell you. It was on a bone-chilling evening of November 17th, 1986. High above the frosty skies of Alaska, Northern Star Airlines Flight 141 soared steadily on its route from London to Osaka. The massive Boeing 747, a giant of the skies stretching nearly 70 meters long with wings spanning over 60 meters, carried a load of cargo, guided by just 3 souls on board. Captain Hiroshi Tanaka, a seasoned aviator with over 12,000 hours in the air and a former fighter pilot, gripped the controls with steady hands. Beside him sat First Officer Kenji Sato, sharp-eyed and alert, and Flight Engineer Daichi Mori, quietly monitoring the systems. The trio expected a calm, routine journey through the twilight, the kind they'd flown 100 times before. But at precisely 5:10 p.m. local time, as the plane cruised at 10,000 meters, nearing the airspace around Fairbanks, everything changed. Captain Tanaka's eyes narrowed as he caught sight of something impossible: 2 brilliant streaks of light trailing the aircraft, flickering at the 7 o'clock position. The objects glowed with a fierce orange-gold radiance, like twin suns torn from the heavens, and then surged forward at a speed that defied logic, streaking past the plane to halt a mile ahead on the left. There they hovered, motionless, as if mocking gravity itself, suspended in the icy air. A chill ran down Tanaka's spine, not from the cold, but from the eerie sight. Inside the cramped cockpit, Sato and Mori leaned forward, their breaths catching as they too locked eyes on the uncanny display. "What in the world?" Sato whispered, his voice trailing off. Without hesitation, Tanaka flicked on the radio, his tones steady but urgent. "This is Northern Star Flight 1412. We've got 2 unidentified objects ahead of us. Can you confirm any aircraft in our vicinity?" Ground control's response crackled back, calm at first. "No other planes on radar, no traffic at that altitude." The sky, they said, belonged to Flight 1412 alone. But moments later, the radio buzzed again. A controller's voice tinged with unease. "Flight 1412, we've picked up something behind you, at 6 o'clock, about 5 miles out." Tanaka craned his neck, heart pounding, and described the objects, enormous, rivaling the 747 in size, with countless tiny vents pulsing light, spinning like giant glowing drums against a core of inky blackness, as if the night itself had split open. Then, the objects drifted closer, a mere 150 meters away, their blinding glow flooding the cockpit with a surreal, midday brilliance. Waves of heat rippled through the cabin, warming the crew's faces as if they flew through a blazing storm. Tanaka's hands tightened on the yoke, sweat beading on his brow, while Mori muttered, "This can't be real." After 12 tense, endless minutes, the objects veered off suddenly, darting away. And the plane pressed forward, the crew exhaling in shaky relief. But the calm was a fragile illusion, a fleeting pause in a night that held more secrets still. Just 5 minutes later, as the crew steadied their nerves, a new sight stole their breath. 2 soft, pale green beams flickered into view, dancing directly ahead of the plane's nose. Tanaka blinked, wondering if stress had conjured a mirage, but Sato and Mori's wide-eyed stares confirmed the truth. The green lights held steady, unwavering, and as Tanaka peered closer, a jolt of fear gripped him. The beams weren't separate, they marked the edges of a massive, shadowy form, a hulking black mass that loomed like a silent predator in the sky. His pulse raced as he radioed ground control again, voice tight. "This is Flight 1412. We've got another object huge, right in front of us. Requesting emergency evasive action." Permission came swiftly, and Tanaka banked the 747 sharply to the right, the plane groaning under the strain. yet the dark shape shadowed them, mimicking every turn with eerie precision, a relentless ghost in the frozen night. Ground control, now alarmed, patched through to the U.S. Air Force. Military radar locked onto the object, confirming its presence massive, impossibly close. Trailing them for 14 minutes before it vanished in a blink, as if swallowed by the void. With anchorage just 270 kilometers away, Tanaka pushed the throttle, guiding the plane to a safe landing. The crew trembling in silent awe, hearts heavy with the weight of the unknown. The wheels touched down in anchorage, and a wave of relief washed over the three men. But the calm shattered quickly. A swarm of officials, FAA agents, military personnel, and shadowy figures in plain suits. Captain Tanaka, Sato, and Mori were whisked away, separated into stark rooms for questioning. Alone, each man recounted the night's terror. The blinding orange-gold objects, spinning like celestial machines. The colossal black shape with its haunting green glow. The unnatural heat and light that bathed the cockpit. Their stories aligned perfectly, each detail echoing the others, a shared nightmare etched in memory. Radar logs, both civilian and military, backed them up. Strange blips tracked Flight 1412 for nearly 30 minutes before fading away. Yet the U.S. government moved fast to seal the truth. Radio tapes, radar data, and Tanaka's rough sketch, two glowing forms like parallel bars. Light streaming from whirling edges around a dark heart were bundled off to Washington, labeled classified. Officials brushed it off as radar errors or planets in the sky, but Tanaka's gut told him otherwise. He stayed quiet, the weight of the encounter pressing on him. Years slipped by, the incident fading into whispers and doubt, until May 9, 2001, when a breakthrough pierced the silence. At a Washington, D.C., event called the Truth Unveiled Symposium, a former FAA official, Daniel Harper, stepped forward, his voice steady but heavy with conviction. Before a hushed crowd, he revealed the buried story of Flight 1412. After the 1986 sighting, Harper had presented all evidence: radar logs, radio exchanges. Tanaka sketched to a secret meeting of 10, including advisors to the president, FBI, CIA, and a White House envoy. The objects, he insisted, were real, moving in ways no human craft could, but the files were seized, and Harper was sworn to secrecy. Defiant, he'd kept copies, and now he laid them bare. The sketch, the radar's impossible speeds. The media turned to Northern Star Airlines, but the company offered only silence. Tanaka had quit soon after, vanishing from sight, as did his crew. In a rare, resurfaced clip, Tanaka's voice shook. What I saw over Alaska wasn't from our world, maybe, not even our dimension. The truth, once buried, now hung in the air, a chilling mystery of the skies, unsolved and unshakable. I know what you're thinking. This sounds like one of those made-up stories that people tell around a campfire. But it's not. It's a real event that has been kept under wraps. I mean, why else would they have silenced the crew and covered it up? They wouldn't do that for no reason. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you're looking for more videos like this one, check out the playlist where we explore the unexplained. You never know what you might find. But before you go, please subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.